We should watch for arguments that self-destruct. What do I mean by that? Well, let me ask this. What if someone were to say, everything I say is a lie? How would you respond? Anyone?
What they just said was a lie.
Yes. And therefore it's the truth. If someone says, everything I say is a lie, therefore what I say is a lie, therefore that person's own statement is a lie, therefore she must be telling the truth. There's an inconsistency there. In other words, that person's claim cannot possibly be true because no claim can be self-contradictory. In logic, that's known as a self-refuting statement. Any statement that refutes itself cannot possibly be true. I call those arguments that self-destruct because they basically blow themselves up. They prove by their very own nature that they cannot possibly be true. Here's another example that has more direct bearing on the subject of Christianity. Have you ever heard anyone say that there is no absolute truth? Okay, people are nodding. I'm sure we've all heard that. What's wrong with that statement?
What they said was not absolutely true.
Right, very good, Laura. If there is no absolute truth, you can respond by asking, is it absolutely true that there is no absolute truth? That statement proves its own self to be incorrect. Everyone clear? I see nodding heads. Hopefully that means everyone understood what I just said. I find that people who hold this view often have a very difficult time letting go of it because it's something that people have often heard all their lives, or that just seems to make a whole lot more sense to them. If I have an opportunity, I'd like to talk about relativism, both moral and intellectual relativism, at some point in the future. Suffice to say for now that the statement, there is no absolute truth, proves itself to be wrong. Okay? What about the claim that we have no business dictating morality to anyone? What's wrong with that statement? Or, let's rephrase that. You can't go around imposing morality on anyone else. Any takers?
Well, I mean, that would be like saying that there should be no law, you know. I mean, we do that all the time.
Well, that's one good argument there. The very nature of law is to impose morality on other people. Every single law that exists needs to be based on some fundamental foundation of what is right and what is wrong. Otherwise, the law is either unjust or capricious. There's a more fundamental objection that I'm getting at right here. Anyone?
I was just going to say, it's just not a wise thing to do. If you have no baseline point of reference, then there is no compass directed.
Well, that's
so anarchy.
That's true. Saying that we have no business imposing morality on anyone else will lead to anarchy. Notice, though, what I'm looking for is a way in which this argument self-destructs. A way in which this argument disproves itself. Yes, Brett?
Well, that statement itself is a moral statement.
Excellent. See, Brett has a legal background. Brett has a legal background. I'm not surprised that Brett saw this. That statement itself, we have no business dictating morality to anyone, is itself a moral statement. It's a statement of what is right and what is wrong. If someone tells you, you can't go around telling other people what's right and what's wrong, you can legitimately ask that person, really? Then why are you telling me what to do? Why are you telling me what's right and what's wrong? We do need to do this very carefully, though, very gently, if at all possible, because we want to avoid getting into an aggressive argument with them. I'll say more about that later on. Suffice to say that right now we do need to recognize ways in which these arguments contradict each other. And again, this is another one that people have a very difficult time letting go of. If you call them on this, they'll try to rephrase it. They'll try to say, well, all I'm saying is that you can't say other people are wrong, or you can say you're right, and other people can say they're right, and that's okay. They'll find ways to rephrase it, but it still boils down to this claim. Here's an easier one. At least I think it's easier. We can never know what the truth is. What's wrong with that one? The person who says you can never know what truth is claiming to know what the truth is in that case.